We took delivery of this boat, Esmeralde, on April Fool's Day in 2017, so 3.5 years now. We took delivery of the boat at the factory and used it in the Pacific Northwest for an all too brief 5 weeks. That was a mistake. We should have left it out there for a year. And someday, I think it'll go back. we talked about that. But we had some reasons to want to bring it back here. So we shipped it home after the 5 weeks. And we've been from northern Maine to Key West in this boat twice. Our last boat was a Sabre sailboat that we bought 15 years ago. And we were very fond of the company and always thought that we would immediately move from sail, if we ever went to power, to a Sabre powerboat. And when it came time to begin looking at boats, we pretty quickly decided that although the boats are very nice, it wasn't really set up for the way we wanted to use it. We wanted galley up. We really didn't think there was great need for 2 engines and that kind of speed. I didn't want pod drives, as slick as they are and as neat as the technology is. It's not what I wanted to do. We wanted to use the boat on the East Coast between Maine and Florida, which means some shallow water and slow speeds. You know, the intercoastal waterway, a lot of it's done at 5 and 6 knots maximum. We also knew that we didn't want to go only 6 knots or 7 knots. We wanted the ability to go faster. So that took us away from Sabre, and it took us out of the sort of full displacement trawlers, and we ended up looking at semi-displacement boats, and American Tug was right in the middle of that. And when we started looking at this boat, we pretty quickly realized it checked a lot of the boxes for us.
So Dorsey, with moving from sail to power, I understand you probably had the tougher transition.
She cried.
Giving up sail and being on a powerboat was a foreign concept to me, but the more I looked at it and looked at the kinds of things that we could do with this boat and wanted to do, it was clear that we would do things on the sailboat on a trawler that we would never do on a powerboat. It wasn't just giving up sailing and moving to power. It was opening up a whole new range of opportunity for exploring and adventure and new people and new places. So it suddenly had a whole different appeal than I imagined that it would.
So the joke was, she went in for shoulders. This is a new titanium shoulder she has, and I couldn't get her to come around on the subject of a powerboat. So I waited till she was coming out of anesthesia and talked her into this.
Made me sign paperwork.
Yeah. It worked.